those of you out there that are like complaining about the cost of anything, the truth is that's what that money's for. The only thing, the only purpose money has is to be used. And I was scared that I couldn't produce more money. So every time I spent money, I complained about it. Today, I'm like, that's the biggest mistake I ever made. Should have been spending more money. It wouldn't have taken me 30 years. In the first 5 years, I should have borrowed money I didn't have, and I should have spent money that I did have, and I should have gone into debt to do it, to get my brand out there, to get it known. The mattress guy in your town did it. The car guy in your town did it. Whoever spent the most money, whoever put it all out there all the time, every day, on every TV, radio, and the internet, wins the battle. It's not the prettiest guy, okay? It's not. It's the guy that out-advertises you, that outspends you. It takes courage to make money.
Hey, a quick note out to all of you out there that believe that an open mind is important, which, by the way, I agree with you. I agree an open mind's important. You know the old saying, the mind is like a parachute. It won't work if it's open. But I want you to add one piece to that. If that parachute is wide open, you're falling straight to the ground. You understand what I'm saying? If it doesn't open, if the mind doesn't open, you're in trouble. If it opens too wide, you're a dead man bouncing or a dead woman bouncing. My point to you is this, okay? Most people do actually have an open mind. The problem is many people, they have a mind that's wide open with no filters, no gates, no protection. You listen to everyone. You listen to everyone on Facebook, everyone on Instagram. You listen to your uncle, your aunt, your mom, your dad. When the mind's too open, you get too much data and you go into confusion.
How important is it to have that team? And to all those who are watching that are starting out their teams, what would be the advice that you would give them?
Yeah, well, the whole solopreneur thing, I'm going to do it by myself, I'm going to work from home, it's not even real. Like, I know it's popular, you see it on Instagram, and you think some guy's doing something on Instagram, but he's not doing anything, dude. He posted an image of his car that he washes on Instagram, okay? Okay, it might not even be his car, by the way, okay? He's rubbing out his car and posted somebody else's car. He posted a picture of Edwin's car as he passed up here in the hills. So, after he freaking mowed my lawn. So, what would I tell you? Dude, you got to be on a team. I mean, like how are you going any place by yourself? You live on a planet with 7 billion people. You're like, I hear people say all the time, I'm an introvert and I don't like people. But you live on planet Earth. Okay? Kind of the wrong place to introvert. So, people, I know people that can't swim, man. I'm like, 2/3 of the planet is water.
Hey, jump in this boat.
You might want to get your strokes on, dog. I mean, there's a chance in your lifetime that you're going to need people, and you might need a backstroke, right? You might need to be able to hold your breath at some point. So like, I don't understand why people aren't getting prepared. We live on a planet that is basically, it's got gravity on it, it's got an atmosphere, and there's one common thing, whether you're Chinese, Hispanic. I don't think Hispanic's even a group, is it?
Not Latinos.
Latinos, man. Okay, sorry, man. Okay, you got blacks, you got whites, you got Italians, you got all these people, right? Koreans. We got all these people, but the truth is, man, economics bind us all together. Okay, I go down to the grocery store and there's somebody from Korea in there. I'm trading money with that person. Okay, that is the exchange. You're on a team. Your team can be your team that has the goal they want to go get is to hit a target. But part of your team is also the people you're selling to. Right. And part of your team is also, another team is the community you live in. And another team is your church, and your family, man. These are all teams, right? And your job and my job, I mean, if you want to be all alive, all in the deal, your job is to you need to be a super champion of all these teams, right. Not just one team.
How many of you want to make more money? Pay attention then. You can't make more money if you don't know what we're doing here. So the first thing is to decide, hey, am I in the right place? Those guys had to walk in that stadium last night and say, hey, we in the right place? Yeah, man. Okay. And then they probably said, man, we got a shot here. We got a chance to win a Super Bowl, right? You came to work today. This is not a Super Bowl. Unless you want it to be. But I'm going to tell you something. If you don't get your life ready right now, if you don't start acting right now like you're in the Super Bowl, you're never going to make one anyway. Even when you do make one. I mean, if you look at that kid last night, what's his name? Nick Foles? He's been sitting on the sidelines for years, overlooked for years. What you do right now, every day, even if you hate your job, I promise you this will happen in your life. If you could learn how to embrace every moment like this is a Super Bowl, one day you're going to get your shot. You're going to get your shot, but your shot will not show up if you're not ready. Because even if it shows up, if you're not ready, you won't be able to see it. So you know what I do? Every time I'm having trouble, every time I'm like, man, I don't think I can get to where I'm going, I just start looking at the top. I don't look at the bad facts. All I do is I start searching. Tell me about wealthy people, facts about wealthy people, anything. What are they doing? What are they buying? It just gets me out of my problem, right? It gets me to think bigger. You know, the first plane I bought this plane because I saw other wealthy people making moves. I'm not an irresponsible person, okay? Like, I have always been a very frugal person, but the frugal was hurting me, not helping me. So you live, what part of Mexico you live in? How rich you can get has something to do with who you're hanging with. How rich you can think has something to do with who you're hanging with, okay? How smart you are has something to do with your surroundings. If you hang out with dumb people, you're going to end up dumb. If you hang out with junkies, you're going to end up being a junkie. You hang out with criminals. I'm not talking about the people that go to jail. I'm talking about all the people at your office right now that cheat their employer and cheat themselves. You hang out with crims, you end up being a crim. If you want to build a network, number one thing, commit to building a network. A network, by definition, is not, if you're building a new network, it's not the people you're already with. It's how do I add people to my network? So number one, you got to commit to building a network. Number two, who do you want in the network? Who is it? Most of you just go for more people like you have already in your network. I want new people, new characters, new personalities, new thinking, new ideas. The old adage, if you're the smartest person in the room, you in the wrong room. And number three, when you start building this network up and you start meeting the people, okay, number two is who do you want to meet? Who are you going to add to the network? You go 9,000 people in a room, you don't need to meet all 9,000. You need to meet maybe a list of 30 or 40 people. Who do you want to meet? Number three, when you meet them, focus on them, not on you. It shouldn't be, here's my card, I'm a chiropractor, this is what I do, can I give you an adjustment? Dude, it should be like, who are you? How can I help you? What are you doing? Where do you live? Okay? What projects are you working on? How can I help you? So I was a car salesman when I was 25 years old with an accounting degree. I was the only accounting degreed car salesman in the state of Louisiana. I hated myself for it. I'm making $3,000 a month. Nobody would hire me as an accountant. 1 out of 4 jobs in Louisiana you couldn't get. 1 out of 4 people, 25% unemployment. And I just said, how do I go from $3,000 to $4,000? That's all I want to know. But I started paying attention, okay? Who can get me that money? I don't have it. Who's got it? I needed shoes. I needed jeans, right? I needed a new shirt. I had these white shirts. I'm a car salesman. I need nice, clean, crisp white shirts. People believe in me. I need some training. I don't know how to talk to people. I hate sales. I hate it. Still hate it today. I've made hundreds of millions of dollars providing sales programs to corporations. I hate sales. So the fact that I hated it didn't mean I don't do it. Because you're only going to be paid 2 ways your whole life. You will never be paid fairly, ever. So give up the whole I'm not being paid fairly bullshit. You will never, ever be paid fairly. You're going to be underpaid most of your life. And then one day, if you're lucky, you'll be overpaid. I'm going to tell you something. When I made $4,000, that was the most important money that I've ever made in my entire life. No money has ever made me happier than that $1,000. Because that $1,000 made me realize I can do anything.
Single biggest mistake I've made in my career was not spending money.
Hello, everybody. This is Megan. Welcome to our company, First Class Billionaire Investments, founded by Jerry and Stuart Poppleton. Jerry, who is the big-time CEO of the holding, had the vision to see everything globally and on a very long-term perspective. One of his wisdoms was do not waste 10 minutes with an investment opportunity if you do not consider to hold it for the rest of your life. Our portfolio includes contemporary mansions in the Hollywood Hills, New York, London, Berlin, and Milan. Furthermore, we look out for his new book regarding investments and rule number 1 to become a billionaire. If you have any questions, no matter what it is, please get in touch with us. First-class billionaire means to see the value of a bigger picture in an old-fashioned, sophisticated way. Jerry used to live in many different countries, United States, United Kingdom, Austria, and Germany, before he made the decision to become a self-made man. His philosophy is old-fashioned money and not new, unaesthetic behavior. From it comes to real financial wealth. Jerry F., the founder of First Class Billionaire, goes directly for generating wealth and never short-time richness. We want to take you on a lifelong journey. We from the company want to take you places you have never been before. Please subscribe also to our newsletter that's going to inform you about our recent activities. The company First Class Billionaire Limited stands for sophistication, old-fashioned money, family business, family values, and contemporary wisdom. Be a part of our first-class billionaire world, a world full of old-fashioned wealth, what is a part of our DNA. Please take a journey through our webpage and enjoy the real estate portfolio.